Albert Fish, also known as the Gray Man, the Werewolf of Wisteria, and the Brooklyn Vampire, was an American serial killer and cannibal who terrorized the New York City area in the early 20th century. Born on May 19, 1870 in Washington, D.C., Fish was raised in an abusive and unstable environment which likely contributed to his sadomasochistic tendencies later in life. Fish's criminal activities began in the 1920s when he began molesting and murdering young children. His first known victim was 8-year-old Beatrice Keel, whom he abducted from her family's farm in Staten Island in 1924. Over the next decade, Fish would go on to kidnap, torture, and murder at least 3 more children in the New York City area. Fish's crimes became increasingly sadistic over time. He would often torture his victims before killing them, and would sometimes eat parts of their bodies after they were dead. He also had a fetish for self-harm and would sometimes embed needles and other objects in his own flesh. In addition to his crimes against children, Fish also committed a number of other violent and sexual offenses over the years. He was arrested and committed to psychiatric hospitals several times, but always managed to evade long-term imprisonment. Fish's crimes finally caught up with him in 1934, when he was arrested for the kidnapping and murder of 10-year-old Grace Budd. The investigation into Budd's disappearance eventually led police to Fish, who had written a letter to Budd's parents confessing to the crime. When Fish was arrested, he immediately admitted to killing Budd and also claimed responsibility for several other murders. Fish was tried and convicted of Budd's murder and was sentenced to death. He was executed in the electric chair at Sing Sing Prison in Ossining, New York, on January 16, 1936. Fish's case is notable for several reasons. First, his crimes were particularly heinous and sadistic, even by the standards of serial killers. Second, he was one of the first serial killers to attract significant media attention, which helped to make his case infamous. Finally, Fish's case also played a role in the development of the insanity defense in criminal trials, as his lawyers argued that he was not responsible for his actions due to his history of mental illness and childhood trauma. Overall, the case of Albert Fish remains one of the most shocking and disturbing in American criminal history. His crimes against children and his cannibalistic tendencies continue to fascinate and horrify people to this day. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more stories of some of the most interesting crimes in history.